So this is a video that is so long overdue. I've been telling myself for so long now, months upon months, that I want to sit down and do this. But it's like every time I get nervous and I'm like, why? Like this is something that I used to find so much fulfillment in. Just sitting here, talking to the camera, talking to the person behind the camera, which is something that I have not been able to do on the main channel in so long with the trajectory that it's taken. And I feel like it's such a missed opportunity to show you guys that I'm human and I experience problems that a lot of you might be experiencing as well. And I feel like that is so wrong of me. And I do want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry for that, because I really feel like over the years, I've been able to show my human side. And I feel like this past year, when it comes to YouTube, I feel like I've just kind of turned into an emotionless machine. And that's not fair to me. That's not fair to you, portraying somebody that I'm not, and like feeling like I'm an actor more than anything. And that's just wrong of me. That is 100% just wrong of me. And I do want to apologize about that. I feel like there is a very important element to showing the people behind the camera that I am a human. And it really hit home this past weekend when I was at the baseball event and I had got a chance to speak with a bunch of fans and realizing the human element to this thing. And I feel like, oh my gosh, I have deprived you guys of so much, because I don't get the chance to just talk. I don't get the chance to just be a human. And I think it's so important that I am not put on any pedestal when it comes to you guys watching me, because like I'm a human. I'm an idiot. I am dumb. I am stupid. I make the same mistakes you make. I make worse mistakes than you make. And that is why I'm doing this, because I feel like it's so important to tell you guys about this journey I've been on these last few months, because I became a person that I'm really not proud of. I have become very impulsive. I've become very bitter. I've become very negative. And looking deep down inside, like I know that's not me. I really came to the realization like 2-3 months ago that I have got to change, because I'm coming up on 30. I'm 28 years old. I have spent so much of my time in my 20s being somebody that I'm not proud of, somebody that has so much more potential, somebody that's not even close to reaching the best version of themselves. And I cannot even begin to fathom ending this life on this earth one day and not coming close to reaching my potential as a human. And I was on a very, very bad negative trajectory in my life, and I really, thank God, believe I have taken control over my life the last 3 months, and I'm no longer allowing my mind to control me. And a lot of stuff has gone into that, and it's a lot of soul searching that had to go into that, realizing why I became the person I became. And there's a lot of insecurities that I'll talk about that I have to work through and have to get over to become the best version of myself. There's so much from my childhood that still affects me to this day, because really when it comes down to it, every single person who acts in a certain way is from something that has stemmed from their life, from their childhood, from their upbringing. And I think that's our job as humans, because we're all born into situations. We're all born into different situations. And that, unfortunately, is the thing we cannot control. But the one thing we can control is how we react to that. And in going through this journey these last few months, I really had to begin to block the outside world as much as possible to be able to just focus on this, my mind, me mentally, me physically. Oh my God, bro, I got into such bad shape. And I think it was really just like a fog in my brain for so dang long that I've allowed to control my actions, my thoughts. I've not been able to control myself in a bunch of different ways, like impulsively. Twitter's a big thing, man, because I'll talk about it in a minute, but I had to work through a lot. I'm having to work through a lot of insecurities, because I started to notice, like, being an online personality, you have people all the time talk crap. I have people that tell me to kill myself every single day, and that I laugh at that. Like, it doesn't bother me at all. But one thing that does bother me is when people do try to make me look stupid, especially people that I know and I care about and I would consider friends. And I've let it really turn into impulsive behavior when somebody, just Twitter for example, tries to make me look stupid about even the dumbest thing. I clap back impulsively, say things that I really don't want to say and don't really feel, but it's that impulsiveness inside of me that I've got to eliminate to become the person I want to be. Because I look back at some of the things, just for Twitter, for example, I've said things that I'm so not proud of. Like, I feel like such an immature little child when it comes to some of the things I've said. Like, I've hurt relationships with friends because of things I've said on Twitter. And for those people, I am like so sorry. And that's a big reason why I had to kind of take a step back from Twitter, because I was so dang embarrassed of the way I was acting there. And that is really kind of like, looking back at the way I acted in certain things made me realize there is a deep problem within, a very, very deep problem within that I've got to work through. So many things I'm so insecure about, like stemming from my childhood, man. Like, I've been doing this YouTube thing for so long, like since I was in like 6th grade. And growing up doing this, I was made fun of so bad. I was made fun of by so many people for doing this YouTube thing for so long. And it really still is there deep within me that like I have something to prove to people. So like, with where I'm from, Mobile, Alabama, a very small. I grew up in like even like a smaller town within Mobile, and the people from here traditionally do like one of 5 things. And if you end up doing something with your career outside of those few things, like it's kind of weird. And when you become a YouTuber that makes videos kind of on a video game, you're kind of looked at even more weird. So even growing up, man, like once I got past that point where I was a YouTuber making half decent money, I developed a really, really, really bad relationship with money. Not in a sense of like, oh, look at me, I'm better than everybody else because I make X amount. It's nothing like that. It's, I've always felt like money was my validation for what I've done. Because so many people, even still to today, look at me so weird from my area, from where I'm from, in a very strange way, and think I'm some like weirdo. Because I'm literally like the only person that has done anything like what I do from this area. Like, it's kind of unheard of. And you think about how some people today in 2023 still look at me as kind of strange for what I do. Think about how bad that was 5 years ago, when social media like that wasn't as mainstream kind of as it is today. Like, more people know about the entire influencer, I guess, lifestyle, online personality lifestyle today more than ever before. But I'm still looked at kind of strange when, like, 5 years ago it was 10x. Like, I still remember when a haircut lady, I finally got the balls to tell her what I did for a living, and she asked me if I did porn. When I told her I made YouTube videos, I think no. So like, that traumatized me, and that is another thing I have to work through, because who cares what they think? But still, over the years, it does bother me. And it's a really weird line that I've learned to have to walk, because like, at the same time, I do want to be seen as somebody that kids from my area can kind of look up to in a way, to let them know, like, to show them that there's a whole entire world of opportunities out there. You're not limited to X, Y, or Z just because that's what your entire family did growing up and that's what everybody does here. No, like, there's an entire world. You can do what you want to do for a living as long as you work hard enough and put your mind to it. And that is a really weird thing to navigate when a lot of the older folks here really think I'm just this weirdo. So that's why I really strongly believe I've kind of got that insecurity inside of me from so many older folks here, and a lot of people just thinking like I'm stupid for what I do, until they're like, oh, you make money? Like, yeah. So that's where those really unhealthy relationships with money and like my impulsiveness when people try to make me look stupid have came from. And I just have to be strong enough to get through that and work through that, so I don't let that negatively impact the way I associate myself and communicate with other people. Like, I should not, it's not fair to other people to act out in a certain way just because of how some people view me. But I really do think I am on the right path, because like I said, I'm getting to the point where I'm really self-aware that I question myself before I do things, which I do think to a point is healthy. It is kind of funny because, like I said, I was really kind of made fun of sort of growing up by a lot of people for having a YouTube channel and posting videos. And it kind of got worse a few years ago because, like I said, I'm so used to people I'm so used to the horrible comments, literally telling me to kill myself every day. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't care. But long story short, a few years ago, I was kind of put up for a pretty big award show in my hometown. Best local social media influencer. Ended up winning the award. But long story short, there was a Facebook page, like it was a Facebook, like a local Facebook meme page or something weird that was up for the award as well. And it's a very popular page in our area. It has like 15, 20,000 likes, something like that. And people are on there posting all the time. And that account kind of started like talking crap about me, which is fair, like fun competition. But the people on there, like the people from my area, from my hometown, 'cause I'm so proud of where I'm from. I'm so like I've always wanted to be a positive light for this city because I'm really the first person to ever do anything like this. So I want to show the kids out there that anything is possible. So I've always been so proud of being from a small town. I'm so proud of where I'm from. So proud. And in that time, so many people that like are from my area, they were so hateful. At some of the worst comments I've ever seen were from my people about me when they don't know anything about me. And that was really something that I think struck a different nerve inside of me because it's different. I don't care at all when it's people I don't know. But like when it's my own people that know I'm from their same place that talk so much bad stuff, very, very, very hateful stuff, like boomers. It's freaking boomers. But that just struck a chord that I really think has affected me even more than the childhood stuff. So that is stuff I have to work through. And it's like, I cannot. It is so important that you do not allow bad people to affect your life. You do not allow bad people to have any sort of grasp on the way you present yourself, the way that you move about life, because that is not fair. You cannot control what other people do, and I cannot let what other people say, what other people do, control me and turn me into something that I'm not, and I'm working on it. And a big, big, big revelation I had these last few months. I don't know if I should say this publicly because I don't like it's not medical advice, but something that really was a game changer because I was starting to really look within and figuring out what the problem is. I've been on antidepressants since I was 17 years old, over almost 11 years now. And I really was at the point where I was willing to try anything, figure out anything to help my mind in just a little way. So I made the very tough decision, not telling anybody but my girlfriend, that I wanted to wean myself off of that on my own. So over like a 2-month span, I really started to like lower my dosage and got to the point where I was at 0. And I've been completely off like a month and a half now. And it is insane. Absolutely insane the way I'm thinking about the world now in comparison to 3 months ago. Like I said, I literally felt like for my entire 20s, I've had a fog over my head telling me what to do. Like I was not able to control what was inside my head. Like you have the capability to do opposite of what your mind is thinking. But for so long, my entire 20s, I allowed that little fog in my brain, that little voice in my head to tell me what to do, and I obliged. And I'm able to completely disregard that and do what needs to be done and say what needs to be said and keep from saying what needs to be kept from being saying now. And it has literally completely changed my life. I'm so thankful that I made that decision because for the first time, probably in my entire 20s, I feel like for the first time, I'm on the trajectory to becoming the best version of myself in my 28 years of living. Like mentally right now, like there are things I'm working through, but health-wise, mentally and physically, this is probably the best spot I've been in years. And I'm so excited. I've got to just stick on this path, stay consistent. There will be ups and downs. There will be mistakes that are made, but I can't let the mistakes that are made keep me from taking another step forward. And I am genuinely excited to see the person I'm going to become because I feel like the medicine that I've been on the last 11 years has kind of hindered that and kept me from being who I want to be. I feel like I am myself for the first time. I'm able to create my own thoughts. I am able to navigate my own head. I am able to be who I want to be for the first time in my 20s. I am so dang excited for what is to come. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm still going to be stupid from time to time. It's just human to make mistakes. But we've got to learn that the mistakes that we make also are the most important things that happen in our life, because we make those mistakes, some bigger than others. But the way you react to those and the way you learn from those is what defines us as humans. And I think that's a very, very unhealthy thing that our entire world is kind of taking the trajectory of. If you make this big mistake, like, your life's over. Like, that is the dumbest, most unhealthy, anxiety-inducing thing that we could do to our children, to our kids, is let them know, you make a big mistake, your life's over. Like, no. Where we make mistakes and how we learn from those is a big part of our journey to becoming the best version of ourselves. So I say that to say this, guys, just always look within yourself for some of the things that you think you could be better at, and try to find the root cause of the problem, because your mind does not and will not control you, control your actions, because that is just not a good way to live. We all are human. We all should have the capability of deciding and controlling what we do on a daily basis. So with that said, guys, hopefully this helped just one of you out here. I love you guys. I'm still on this journey. I'm still gonna make mistakes, but I am so dang excited for the future to come. And that genuinely is the first time I can say that and mean that, probably in my 20s. I literally just want you guys to know, like, I love every single one of you. Things you've done for my life and been patient with me is something that I will literally never, ever be able to repay.